Hello, this is Father Louis Skirty with Friends of the Word, and now my classmate Bill Reed is here to talk with us and share some aspects of ministry. Father Reed and I were classmates at Seton Hall, and he is in the class. They still call me back for the reunion because it's from Seton Hall. 45 years a priest.
45 years.
And I'm a little younger in ministry, but I'll catch up to them eventually. Thank you, Bill. Thank you for being here.
You're more than welcome.
Okay, how about sharing some memories from Seton Hall, and then I want to talk about seminary, maybe experiences.
Well, I made friends at Seton Hall. I really didn't like high school, but when I entered Seton Hall Divinity School, we were in college, and I liked the maturity that was there, and I made a number of friends, and I really was very comfortable there.
That's great.
And I like being in the Divinity School. You know, the clergy there and the guys there and the craziness that took place at times. I enjoyed all of that.
Tell the audience what Divinity School is, just for those people who...
Divinity is a school preparing young men for the priesthood. And at that time, when you were at Seton Hall, you were in college your freshman year and your sophomore year, and it was considered a minor. You were a minor seminarian. It wasn't until you went to the major seminary, which was in Amawa, that you were considered a major seminarian. But your training began there, and you had courses in philosophy and some in theology, as well as we had the major in Latin. We had no choice at that time.
And Greek.
But we got a degree in Romance languages.
Classical languages.
Classical languages.
They should have been Romance languages. It would have been more applicable. But
yes, you're right. Classical languages. We had no choice. They do now. And we had to travel a great distance to get up there, and then you stayed. And I didn't live on the campus at Seton Hall my freshman year. I was a little leery about going away from home, but after a while, I saw a number of the guys. I would visit them, and it was so normal. I realized I was making a big thing out of nothing, so the next year I stayed in my sophomore year.
it's funny. I remember the day hops. That's what you were called in that freshman year.
Right.
The day hops, who were classmates of ours in class, would come to the dorm and hang out in the afternoons.
Well, that's what I did, and then I realized this was no big thing living away from home at college.
Yeah.
So the second year, I was a resident there.
Who was your roommate? Do you remember?
I had Vinny McMahon.
Oh, and Vinny's here today. Good.
And I had another guy, Pete Triola.
Right.
That was an experience.
Yeah. Okay, we're not going to talk about that.
No.
But Vinny will be interviewed later. Vinny is a teacher now at Seton Hall Prep.
Right, and he loves it there.
Yeah, he's always been around education and Catholic education. As far as your ministry, after you you went to the seminary with the rest of us,
right?
And you graduated, were ordained from Darlington,
right?
What was your first ministry?
I was assigned to Queen of Angels Church in Newark, and I had a very good reputation, being very active in the city. And I was there for 8 years. 3 of those 8 years, I was pastor.
Wow!
And it wasn't an easy ministry as pastor. It was much easier when I was an associate or a curate. Or a parochial vigor is the term used now.
Names change.
Right, but
the actions stay the same. Tell us, what was the difficulty of being a pastor there?
Making certain decisions, working with parish councils. There had been some problems in the parish, some disagreements with priests and laity, and there was a fallout. It was still there after I became pastor. And I was with an associate who was he was a good man, but he had some crazy ideas. We clashed at times.
Don't use his name.
No, I'm not. We clashed at times.
Okay. Interesting, because people might be shocked that there was disruption in the parish. Recently, because it's the Easter season, we're reading Acts of the Apostles.
Yeah.
And the whole reason for the first council, the Council of Jerusalem, was dissension in the church. So dissension in the church is not new. Organization is not new.
Problems in the church is not new.
Right.
This is what I try and explain to people, because I've had people say, "Well, I'm going to leave the church because of this scandal," and I said, well, "Wait a minute. First of all, no church is perfect."
Yeah.
And there've always been problems. And Paul said, St. Paul, remember he said the wolves have entered the church?
Yes.
He was referring to problems.
Yes.
You're always going to have problems no matter where you are. I was talking to somebody about that. Some archbishop said to, I won't mention his name,
Right,
he
right.
was interviewing someone, and he said there are no problems in the church.
Well, I don't know.
And crazy. And what this man said to me when I said that, he said, the only people that have problems are in the grave. You know? And it's true.
It's the truth. But we have to roll up our sleeves and dirty our hands and be.
And just do the best you can. And I believe me, after 45 years in ministry, I think the best thing I can do with my life is simply to pray. That doesn't mean I won't act. But I see how important prayer is. Just do all you can do, and then just put the rest in God's hands. He has to do the rest, and He wants to.
Yeah.
And sometimes we interfere with His will because we don't trust Him enough.
Beautiful.
You know?
Yes, I agree 100%, and I'm sure everyone who's listening agrees 100%. If not by experience, they will by experience in the future. Give me some of your memories regarding the most outstanding ministry or aspect of your ministry.
When I went into hospital work, I went from being a pastor and had difficulty there, and I went into hospital work and I loved it. In a parish, I was visiting people, and I enjoyed that. And it was like an extension. I went into the hospital ministry. I loved it. I was there for over 20 years.
Wow,
And some people would say I was there too long, but it helped me in my priesthood. And I saw the importance of one-on-one ministry with people. They just light up when one person walks in. Not just a priest, but even a family member or a friend.
Beautiful.
And people are sick and they feel maybe hurt and isolated. And someone would walk in a room and they'd perk right up. It's better than medicine.
And you had the greatest medicine, Jesus.
Well, you can't just walk in a room and preach Christ.
Thank you.
You have to gain a certain confidence or listen to their suffering. In the hospital, you had to listen to them. They were in pain. You just couldn't thrust God on them. And you try to eventually talk to them. Some people were very active in their church. And I just continued that in the hospital, giving them communion and hearing their confession. But others were not, or they were wavering. And one of the things I tried to tell people is that they have to listen to what the people are feeling and going through and empathize with them. Maybe they'll never even talk to them about Christ, but, like I walked into one room and a woman, her house was on fire while she was in the hospital. And she said, I see the smoke. What do you say to her? And how do you comfort her? Or someone's husband has just left her. Or a wife has, they're divorced and now they're sick. I had one case. This guy was in the hospital. He was active in the church. And he had taken in a cousin and a nephew. The nephew, I think, committed suicide, and the cousin was an alcoholic. And he said, is it any wonder I'm a patient here?
Wow.
What do you... Just the fact that he could release all that, and you're there listening to him. He needs that.
It may be true right across the board, but as I'm interviewing some of our classmates...
Right.
And now that some are retired or in process of retiring, the one common denominator is being with the people, getting dirty in your hands, coming up, as Francis says, smelling like the sheep. My goodness, exactly where you are, talking about these beautiful experiences with your heart. Beautiful. It's wonderful.
And I really enjoyed the work you did in the hospital. And I enjoyed it as much as the parish. And I certainly enjoyed it more than being a pastor.
Are you retired now?
I am retired, and my situation was similar to yours. And you went into retirement
Right,
for a
early.
reason.
Yeah.
Mine was the same. But you could see the hand of God. I had an
Absolutely.
aunt who was like a mother to me, and I didn't want to put her in a nursing home. And the fact that I was allowed to retire earlier allowed me to take care of her. And I didn't see it coming. It came out of the blue, and it came out of pain. But I see the hand of God. Because I could never have, if I had continued in ministry, at that time it would have caused a problem. But I was able to take care of her, and I was still able to work at church, say mass, assist in inner city parishes that needed a priest. Oh, it was great. Mm-hmm. It worked, and I could see the hand of God. And he took me up to Mount Calvary, and I was in pain. It was a long story, but then I rose, and I just saw his hand in all that.
What faith. Thank you for sharing that.
You're more than welcome.
God bless you. So you're telling our audience they should be open to the presence of God in their lives?
God is present to all of us. We all have to trust Him more. You do the best you can with your life. You do the best you can in any situation. And then you put it in His hands. There was a minister who said it was some problem in the church, some finances or something. He bought a new place, and he did all he could do. And then he called his wife up and said, I'm going down to the shore. And she said, what do you mean? What are you going to do down the shore? He said, I'm going to go swimming. I did all I could do. God has to do the rest. And He will do the rest. He'll do it better than we will. But you got to let Him work. And when we said, I know I forgot that at times, you know.
That's great. Bill, this has been wonderful. It's good seeing you.
Good seeing you.
Enjoy the luncheon.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I really appreciate. This has been Father Louis Scurdy with Father Bill Reed, sharing experience of priesthood. I hope you have profited from them. Pass this on to your family and friends, and let's hear from you. Father Lou, Father Lou Scurdy at hotmail.com. God bless you.